Okay, so if you haven't heard, Nintendo is going to be shutting down the eShop for the Wii U and Nintendo 3DS. So I figured it'd be fun to go ahead and, waste $100 on the eShop because there are stuff on the system that...
There
are stuff, okay? Leave me alone. There is stuff on the system that we're not going to get anywhere else. So, I think we're going to just start with the virtual console stuff because why not? You're excited for Duck Hunt?
Are you going to buy Duck Hunt?
I'm going to buy Duck Hunt.
Are you really going to buy Duck Hunt?
I saw Maddie play it at the retro game store and it looks really fun. And I think this one actually supports, I don't know how to check supported. Hold on. I don't know how to check supported controllers on the Wii U. On the.
It said 1 to 2 players.
I see that. Why? Oh wait, view all maybe? Oh, compatible feed. I'm stupid. Okay. Wii remote. Okay, perfect. So that's my plan. Is just gonna point and shoot.
Something she probably is capable of.
She was doing really good. Okay, she got it. She had it down. So the eShop sucks and doesn't have a cart for whatever reason. So we're just gonna add these to the wish list, whatever games we want to buy, and then I'm just gonna painstakingly purchase each one individually because Nintendo is not good. I have a bunch of these titles that have the discounts because I originally bought them on the Wii that I then merged onto the Wii U. And a part of me only wants to buy for Super Mario Bros. I kind of just want to get the original Super Mario Bros. And not bother with 2 or 3 because I don't care enough and this is available on the Wii U already. But I can get the Wii U version for $1. So, but I don't know if it adds any features. So I'm just gonna ignore these unless it's like essential, I think. But speaking of which, we're gonna do Super Mario Bros. Because it's a classic. I'm going kind of fast because a lot of these games I don't care about. I didn't grow up with the NES, so I don't have any nostalgia for it whatsoever. So, I mean, even though Punch-Out is like a really popular game, I don't care. I hated Dr. Mario. I'd rather always play Tetris. I mean, if I, were to play a game like that. I was also considering... Yeah, so I was considering like these
My mom
original
used to play Donkey Kong.
Like arcade or... Well, because I was considering getting, like, these original arcade titles. Because the big ones are, like, Pac-Man, Galaga, Donkey Kong, Mario Bros. But I don't know. Like I said, I never played this growing up. And so I don't, have nostalgia. But I know that it's, like, kind of where it literally all began, I mean, this is... What's his name? We called him Jumpman back in the day. This wasn't even Mario. This was Jumpman. So... We're on the second. There's 4 pages here, by the way. I think this is the most of all the virtual consoles. As we get through them, there will be less and less. Maybe the GBA has a lot, but yeah, I've never heard of Adventure Island or Blaster Master. What is Blaster Master? It's been nicknamed in bed, huh? Blaster Master looks bad. What is this? What is this guy doing? Looks like he's like shamefully turning away to wank. Sad wank. Wait, where'd the rock guy go? Oh, we're the metal guy in the middle. I see. I was like, why are we not the rock guy anymore? Because we're this guy.
I don't like this.
This looks bad. See, I don't know, man. I didn't grow up with NES, so I can't get excited for these kind of games. Oh, Mario Bros. So this is like so Jumpman became so popular in Donkey Kong that they then made his own game, and this is when Mario and Luigi were introduced ever, and it's literally him being a plumber. That's literally you're clearing the sewer of the turtle dudes, I guess. I don't know, man.
Sounds gross.
It's like cool that's where it all started.
So far.
We've come very far, but Mega Man. I've never been into Mega Man because I mean this one kind of scares me though. Let me see. Hold on, look at
saying
this.
what you're not into.
Yeah, exactly. That's fine. The original Mega Man kind of scares me. He looks so like.
How do you even see him?
Well, yeah, but like he just I don't know. And Excite Bike is fun. So Excite Bike I have actually on the 3DS. It was one of the 3D Classics games. It's just a dirt bike side-scrolling thing. You just literally go right and you press the button at the right time to make a good jump.
Oh, if Galaga's $1 you should just get Donkey Kong too.
No, that's what I was saying, because Galaga I already own. So if I really wanted these, it's just I bought these for my uncle because he got out of prison and was like, does this have Galaga or Pac-Man? I wrecked at that, blah blah blah. And, yeah, he was pretty. He was better than me. I have to admit, it's like he grew up with it or something. I don't know. Part of me is torn because it's like, does it add anything? Like, I don't know if it. I mean, I assume better resolution, right? It'd be in 1080p versus whatever the frick the Wii did. 480 or something.
Yeah.
I don't know. It was bad. Okay, we'll add Galaga and then we'll go back and add Donkey Kong. Ice Climber is another famous one. I think. Yeah, I would. There's better pinball games. I've been interested in that Star Wars pinball game, which I believe there's one for the Switch. It's just this. Yeah, it's not. You gotta set your expectations low with the NES. That's for sure. Pac-Land. Actually, what is Pac-Land? Let's see here. This is Bowser. No. What are we? Turtwig? What are we naming him?
There's a Pokeball outfit coming.
Turtwig. We're going with Turtwig because Pokeball outfit. What are we looking at again? Oh, Pac-Land. I don't know what I think this is like adventure style Pac-Man. I always hated those games. I don't know why. Anything that was Pac-Man related that wasn't Pac-Man, I always just wanted to. Made me want to kick a baby in the face. Pac-Land, Dig Dug, Street Fighter 2010. Something's not adding up here, Nintendo. Makes me wonder what they thought 2010 was going to look like in the 1980s. Balloon Fight. That's one of the. So a lot of the mini games when we played Nintendo Land are based off of original NES games. So the balloon one where you had to blow into the microphone, that's what Balloon Fight. It was literally what Balloon Fight was. So if I were to look,
game is just a mini game on.
Exactly. Like if you look at it, like you're literally floating on a balloon, trying to get through. Anyway, yeah. So that's like the thing is a lot of references to modern Nintendo games. They often reference older like NES titles, which are easily passed by because people don't really know what those are anymore. And most of this I'm not too interested in. Ooh, golf. I love me some Wii Golf. Play it on the NES because it'll be better, right? Tennis. Now I do like tennis, but I want to get Mario Tennis, I think. So let's go back to page 1 and get Donkey Kong.
Donkey Kong.
Yeah, I'm really excited for Duck Hunt. I've always wanted that. If I ever were to ever buy a physical NES and everything, I would want the original, the launch cartridge that came with it was a combo pack of Super Mario Bros. And Duck Hunt. I'd want the light gun, but that's way too much work because then I'd also have to get a CRT and those are big. Donkey Kong. Okay, so we'll add Donkey Kong. Alright, so let's go ahead and we'll go back to the home page. And we'll probably take a look at some of these like categories that Switch has as well, but we're going to stick with the virtual console stuff first because that's like going to be difficult to purchase. It's one thing now, a lot of this stuff Nintendo does offer on the Switch Online expansions, but that's not only a part of a membership, but that's a part of a membership. So it's like if that were to go down, if Nintendo decides to shut down, which they will in the future, right? If they're doing this to the Wii U eShop, you can fully expect the Switch eShop to disappear the same way 10, 15 years from now or whatever. So, you know, it's better to own these games in some way, shape, or form, so when that does happen, you still always have them. Now, from my understanding, Super Mario RPG is a precursor to what Paper Mario was, if I remember correctly. I'm not a big fan of the Mario RPG or Paper Mario series, so we're going to be skipping over those. Now, I'm also not a big fan of The Legend of Zelda post their 3D things. Oh, look, the turtle's crawling all over the table. I wasn't expecting them to start going so fast once you put them down. So I'm not a big fan of these versions of the Zelda games. So Legend of Zelda, I hate on the NES. Like, it is the most boring thing. And this is the first one that would be bearable to play, not in a 3D form factor. So I think I'm gonna skip over the Legend of Zelda games. Especially because I think they remade this for the 3DS and or Switch. I'm pretty sure they remastered A Link to the Past. But yeah, so we're going to be skipping over Legend of Zelda. We do have, yeah. So Earthbound is another big one. I actually think you'll like this. Earthbound, it's another RPG, and they just released it on the Switch Online expansion. I never got into it, so I'm not going to worry about it. But I know that this has a huge following. Super Mario World I actually already own. I think I redeemed that through Club Nintendo or whatever it was back in the day. Super Metroid, now I'm only interested in the Metroid Prime games because they're like first-person shooters. And the only other Metroid game that ever caught my attention was Metroid Dread, the one that just came out, because again, I'm not a big fan of side-scrollers and such, and platformers. Okay, so this is one that I'm torn on, because as I said, I'm not a huge fan of Donkey Kong, but I did play a little bit of Donkey Kong Country on the Switch expansion pack, and I had a lot of fun with it, so I think I'm going to pick up Donkey Kong Country as well. But I'm not going to worry with Donkey Kong Country 2 or 3 or anything like that. I just want to have the original in my library to kind of go back to. It's kind of scary.
Those little blinks.
The way it doesn't blink with both eyes at once. I think the Super Nintendo is really the first system that I can really kind of get excited about because it's so colorful and the graphics are like, you can actually like see what things are, I guess. Also never been into Kirby either. Harvest Moon. So one thing to say about Harvest Moon is a lot of people compare Animal Crossing to Stardew Valley, which I find weird because Stardew Valley is more comparable to Harvest Moon than anything else. Like, if you look at Harvest Moon, you could honestly say that this is Stardew Valley, and to someone who doesn't know the difference between the two and just knows that they're like a farming simulator sort of thing, I mean, it could go either way. So to anyone that's always comparing Animal Crossing to this or Stardew Valley, like, it's not. Animal Crossing's not it, okay? It's not a farming simulator. Yeah, like I said, there's only 3 pages of Super NES, so as we get further down, there'll be less and less. Pilot Wings, so this is another one that on the Nintendo Land, and Wii Sports Resort. So Wii Sports Resort is actually incorporates a lot of Pilot Wings into it. There are some game modes in Wii Sports Resort where you get to fly around in an airplane. Like, remember when you're loading into Wii Sports Resort for the first time, you have like you're parachuting down, and it's supposed to be the same concept there, the airplane flying around. So one of those like throwback. Is that a penguin? That's a penguin, isn't it? Mm-hmm. Nice. So yeah, there's another, like, a lot of references to very old games in even, you know, the Wii and going forward. Pac-Man 2, so this is another title. One of those titles that, as I said before, I hate these. Like, this is not Pac-Man. This is one of those more adventure Pac-Mans where you're Like, is his leg coming out of his mouth? His leg is coming out of his mouth. Like, he's literally, is he milking a cow? Why is Pac-Man milking a cow? Pac-Man, okay. Makes me mad. Okay, I'm sorry. I saw Uncharted for a second. I got very excited.
I was like,
Uncharted
what?
Waters, New Horizons. This sounds like if Nintendo were to make an Uncharted, like, Nathan Drake game. I don't think this is Nintendo, right? No. But this is like... Yeah, that would be interesting. Nintendo should do that. Imagine like Mario treasure hunting. Like Captain Toad Treasure Tracker in the style of Tomb Raider or Uncharted. That would be... I'd buy that. Oh, another one. Pack Attack. Actually, this one may be... Oh no, this is like the Tetris of Pac-Man. This is literally Pac-Man Tetris. So this game was actually on the game... I had this game on the Game Boy Advance. I had a Pac-Man collection game cartridge. And I didn't actually hate this one. Like, if you were going to spin off Pac-Man, I think this Pac-Man Tetris sort of style game is actually a good way to go. Just because Tetris is, like, very classic gameplay, and Pac-Man is very classic gameplay, so to combine those, I think it's a really cool concept. That's it for the Super NES. Now we get into the good stuff. So these two, I'm not a big fan of cartridge-based home consoles. That's not really where I'm at. But I will jump into Nintendo 64 because that is where a lot of the franchises we love really took off, and 3D gaming is, you know, kind of like what I grew up with. So a big one is Majora's Mask. And I am torn on getting this because this game was remade for the 3DS, which I think is the best way to play it, and it's also available on the Switch Online expansion, even though the point of this is not if they're available on that, because like I said, those titles could go away even quicker than these the second Nintendo decides to shut down Switch Online or whatever. So I'm really torn on Majora's Mask, mostly because I also prefer more of Ocarina of Time. And this is like, these are the first Zelda games that I ever played. I didn't play through them, but I played them a little bit. So I'm like a little torn on getting these games, or getting them for the 3DS, which could potentially be more expensive.
Weren't you just playing Ocarina of Time on something?
Yeah, on the Switch.
Okay.
But the controls are jank AF. So I think if I were to get these two, I think I'm gonna buy them on the 3DS, honestly. Paper Mario, like I said, I'm not a big fan of, which is funny because your brother just played through all the Paper Mario games. So I thought that was kind of cool. Donkey Kong 64. I don't know. I'm torn because like I already have Donkey Kong for the NES. I'm getting Donkey Kong Country for the Super NES, and this is Donkey Kong's first 3D sort of style game. Same like Super Mario 64. So, and to my knowledge, this game hasn't been remade or anything like that. This was kind of like a hidden gem sort of game for now. So I think I'll go ahead. Since I'm not getting those Zelda games, I think I'm going to go ahead and add in Donkey Kong 64. Gotta get Mario Kart 64. That's like a must. So I was gonna originally, when I was looking through these originally, I was thinking Mario Party 2, but Mario Party just got redone with that Switch game, and a lot of their golden maps are already on that, and mostly their mini games. No one really plays Mario Party for the maps. They play them for the mini games, so I think I'm gonna pass on that. Kirby 64, again, I've never been into Kirby. Super Mario 64. This, I think I'll get that. I think, because it's on the DS. They have Super Mario 64 for the DS, but people complain that game doesn't. It's not meant to be controlled with a like D-pad. It's supposed to be using a joystick. We've got Pokemon Snap. I hated Pokemon Snap, which actually I think you might like it. It's a very just kind of chill game, kind of like Legends Arceus in a way, except instead of capturing Pokemon, you're capturing Pokemon with the camera. So you're like supposed to be on on a train, you're like sitting in a cart, like it's a coal mine cart, right, or something like that, and you're supposed to just take pictures of the Pokemon in the thing, in the world, and all that. Which this game recently got remade for the Switch, so I think if I were to play this for whatever reason, I'd probably just get the Switch version because I'm not into it anyway. Star Fox 64 is another game that was remade for the 3DS. I'm torn because I can get it for $2, so I'll get it on the 3DS. And that's it. We literally only have the one page for Nintendo 64, so we're really scraping the bottom of the barrel there. So another one that I am interested in. So I wasn't originally going to look at the Game Boy Advance games, but a few of them that they offered is one game in specific that I never got to play as a kid, and I am missing from my Mario Kart collection, is the Game Boy Advance version of Mario Kart. And once this disappears, so right now the only ways to play Super Circuit is digitally on the eShop, or if you buy the physical game. And I think the physical game is so cheap right now because this option exists. So once the eShop shuts down, that physical copy might go up in price. So that's kind of why I'm like on the fence about it. Another game that I didn't even know existed. I literally didn't know this was a thing. I did not know that there was a Mario Party for the Game Boy Advance. And it's only $6.99, but this is another game that once I saw that this existed, I went on eBay, looked it up. It's about 20 to 25 bucks. And it's literally a collection of mini games. So you're in a car, rolling the dice, and you have to collect the mini games. So the story, I guess, is Bowser basically took all the mini games and spread them across everywhere, the map and stuff. So you gotta do the mini games. Instead of getting coins for stars, you're now winning the mini games to determine how many spaces you go on. So you're not like rolling a dice or something like that. Or determines how many
players is it?
It's literally one player. I'm pretty sure.
I mean, I'm sure it is, but
yeah, I think even if you had like 2 Game Boys with the cable, I think it's only one player. So I don't think I'd get it for this. I might pick that up physically though, because it's gonna be it's Mario Party. Like, I feel like it's a weird game. Mario Tennis Power Tour. So this game I owned. This was one of the first Game Boy games I ever got. And this is an RPG tennis game. So you get to play as these two, like, this human character here, one of these two people. And you are, like, trying to move up in the tennis world, essentially. But you have to actually train your character. There's little mini games, tennis, obviously, but there's actually mini games you do to do your stamina or your strength and stuff. So you got to like do these little mini game exercises, and there's like a world you get to explore, kind of open world. So you get to kind of move around like the map. And I love this game, and this is a game that I'm gonna want to get again, but physically. And I haven't checked the prices on it, the physical prices. So DK King of Swing. I didn't actually look at this one. I missed this one when I was initially looking through. I'm gonna expect this to be a side-scrolling Donkey Kong game. No? The heck?
Said it's a puzzle game, John.
Puzzle. Oh, yeah. Okay. I'm not gonna ever want that. Oh, this is the game that I had. Pac-Man Collection for the Game Boy Advance, and this has I don't know why it's loading so slowly. So this is my favorite collection of Pac-Man ever. Has this cool 3D style traditional Pac-Man. It has that Pac Attack game or whatever. Pac Attack. Basically the Tetris Pac-Man. Traditional Pac-Man, of course, and then it had this. This was like a super fast Pac-Man. So these arrows make you dash through and stuff. So it's like if you time it wrong, you'll dash right into one of the ghosts. And I spent a lot of hours on Pac-Man Collection for the Game Boy. So that will be a game that I either have right now. I might still have it, but at the very least, I want to get that again. I'm not interested in getting any of the Nintendo DS titles for the Wii U because just whatever. But there's only 2 pages, so we'll look at them. Spirit Tracks and Phantom Hourglass, these are like the 2 staple titles for the Nintendo DS. Mario and Luigi Partners in Time. I remember wanting this back in the day, and then I watched some gameplay of it recently. It doesn't look like something I'm into. I've also never been into Fire Emblem. This is the game that I am kind of torn on because Super Mario 64, it's better on the DS. I used to own it for the DS, but I remember it did feeling a little weird to control, and since I played the actual 64 one, I think it'll be better to have with a joystick. I actually just recently bought this one. This was one of the first games I got from the DS. Mario Kart DS, more Pokemon Mystery Dungeon. So this is one that I think is a little bit of money on eBay. I think this one's usually $30 to $40. But the only Metroid games that really, have my attention are the Metroid Prime games, and this is a first-person shooter Metroid on the Nintendo DS, which controls a lot the same as Call of Duty on the DS, which is another franchise I played a lot of when I was a kid. So I might want to pick that up, though I think I'll bite the bullet and buy it physically before the eShop shuts down.
Oh yeah?
Yeah. It'd be better that way. Animal Crossing Wild World, which this is probably one of the better games. If you're going to buy DS games on the Wii U, this is probably one of the better ones because the entire game really takes place on the touchscreen. And they don't show it here, but you can split the screens differently. So you can get the top screen on your TV while the touchscreen stays on the gamepad, which is the way I would play this one because, like I said, everything happens on the touchscreen. They were really advertising, using the touchscreen. So the only thing you'd be missing is balloons. The presents that float on balloons and stuff, you would use that to pass by, or if you see shooting stars or constellations, because you would go to the Blather's daughter and, plot things, view fireworks. Hey, look, we were just talking about that. And so this is a game that I would recommend, definitely getting for the Switch. I keep calling the Wii U the Switch. Getting for the Wii U because that is, I think it's perfectly set for that. But I already own it for DS, so I'm not gonna bother. Maybe I'll add that just because there's only one save file on the Animal Crossing. So if I have my save file on the DS from way back when, my save file on the DS on my copy is back from when I was 11 years old. So yeah, I think maybe we'll get that. Douglas, my brother, he was really into Pokemon Ranger. I never understood it. This was a game where to capture Pokemon, you would have to throw this sort of Beyblade thing at them or whatever it was, and you have to circle them really fast, and there were different kinds of those things. So as you can see here, it kind of you'd have to circle around to capture them and to battle them. It was a weird concept, but he was addicted to it, and more power to him because he was able to enjoy it. Douglas had both. This was the first one. He had the second one as well. More Kirby. Oh, another Pokemon. This was the one he always wanted, but he never got.
There's so many.
Pokemon Ranger did really well on the DS.
Kirby,
Mario Hoops. I had a friend that played that. He was really into it. Mario Party DS. But that one is as traditional of a Mario Party game as possible. And the bright side is I can get one cartridge of it for the DS, and people can do download play. So one cartridge can let all 4 people play. I think it's just they have limited access to certain boards, I think it is. So you only get 2 boards out of 4, however many there was. Star Fox. Outside of Star Fox 64 and the Star Fox Adventures, I'm not really interested in any other Star Fox.
WarioWare Touch.
WarioWare is basically just a bunch of mini games.
Oh my god, another Mystery Dungeon.
Yeah, Mystery Dungeon was pretty big too for the Game Boy and DS, and then I think it shut off after there. Big Brain Academy. and Style Savvy, which was very big on the 3DS. Or no, the DSi is when this came out, which was weird. Good selection of Nintendo games. If you're into Pokemon and you don't want to go, I think those Pokemon Ranger games are a little pricey. So if that's something you want to collect, this might be the best bet to do. So I think there's just the Nintendo Wii, and this is going to be the big money saver because there are a couple titles here. Metroid Prime Trilogy. If you look on eBay right now, this is going for well over $150. And probably going to go up even more once the only other way to play this game right now disappears. So I don't want to spend $150 on the Wii. I'd love to have them on the shelf with everything else behind us, but I'm going to just bite the bullet and do $20. And these games originally came out on GameCube, or the first two did anyway. And the thing is, those alone are going for $70 a pop. So I could split up the cost over time, but again, I think once this option disappears for $20, everything's going to go up even more. And that's the issue with Nintendo doing stuff like this, is it causes the third-party market to skyrocket, which leads more people into emulation, which Nintendo also hates. So I just...
last night when I was at Kayla's, Nick was like, I said something about how you bought some like Wii U games and stuff, and like he's like, just build a PC.
If I understand if you just care about playing the game, emulating for sure, like I would do that, but it's more than that, right? Like I want to be able to have it on the shelf. I want my children to experience that with me as they grow up, because I feel like it's important for them, especially video gaming is a thing in our household. It's the same thing with movies and books, right? Like, yeah, you could say, oh, my kids can watch the movies on Disney Plus, but it's a little different than having the DVD or VHS that they can then also have and pass down to their children, right? There's only a handful of ways to experience some Disney movies. Books are the same thing. So once you see gaming as that kind of like, media format, it more is just like a toy, and you treat it more as like this is an art style. Because in a lot of ways it can be. Like some Sony games, for example, are better than a lot of movies. I mean, specifically the Uncharted games, I think did better than the Uncharted movies.
Yeah, we don't watch movies at night. He plays a game and I sit and watch. Exactly.
Like it's a lot more entertaining to just kind of, because it's more, you're in it. Yeah, you're in it. You're not just kind of mindlessly sitting there. Which can be a good and bad thing, because sometimes you just want to sit there and not have to think about anything, but usually there's more bite-sized TV shows for that, so it's like...
That's what we've been doing since we met.
Yeah, exactly, just playing games and watching, like, Family Guy or, whatever. So, another thing that I did buy recently was the Super Mario Galaxy games. I wanted these because I have this thing about getting all the 3D Mario games. Mario 64, Mario Galaxy, Mario... what was the GameCube one? Oh, Super Mario Sunshine. I already have that one. These games aren't too expensive. You can get these for about $30 or $40 on eBay, which is what I did. Pikmin. This is another series that's going to skyrocket in price. These are already going for $70 a piece on that, so I'm sure these are going to go up in price. Ooh, Rhythm Heaven Fever. This is a game, only $20 here. I'm going to get it because this is another game going well over $100 on eBay. And it is multiplayer. It's just a typical... I had Rhythm Heaven for the DS, and I loved the game. It's just a very basic, like this one, they flick the peas at you in a certain beat, and you have to stab the fork at that same beat. It's kind of like Simon Says in a way, but with music. Very fun game, something I think even Maddie will be able to play. But yeah, I'd rather get it now, here, and have it, and then not have it. I guess that's more of a FOMO thing, like a fear of missing out. Metroid Other M. So I'm not interested in this Metroid game because while it is a third-person Metroid game, but it is first-person when you go into first-person mode, which is stationary. So you like sit in one spot. So I don't know. Like I said, I'm not big into Metroid, so the only games that I really want is the Prime Trilogy And I think I'm gonna stick with Super Metroid, and then later down the line buy Metroid Dread, because I did actually like the look of that game. Skyward Sword is another game that is currently cheap, and because it did get remade for the Switch, there's really no reason to buy this one unless you just need it now and don't want to deal with eBay or the Switch thing. So a lot of people didn't like Skyward Sword because you had to use motion controls to fight as Link and do certain things. And the Switch version allowed you to use like the thumbstick to replicate the motion controls, which I think is cool. Poke Park Pikachu's Adventure. I didn't know this game existed, and it looks bad. I'm not even going to go into that. So those are the Wii titles. Alright, so we have looked at all of the virtual console stuff. Figured we just kind of look through the normal eShop, see what's left on here. I actually just bought Splatoon for the Wii U because I've never played it, and Splatoon 3 is going to be coming out soon, so I figured, you know, give that a shot. Breath of the Wild, that's on the Switch, so it was a cross-launch title. We're going to start with Nintendo Selects. They're $20. Wind Waker HD, Kirby. Oh, so these are showing... Alright, let me sort this. We cannot sort this via platform. So we're seeing Wii U titles, Nintendo 3DS titles. It's kind of annoying. Especially, I mean, it'd be one thing if you could purchase it here at least and then download it on the 3DS. But if not, then there's, like, what's the point in even showing it on the list? But NES Remix and Remix 2, Mario Galaxy, Donkey Kong Country, more 3DS stuff. So that's literally it. Interesting. Well, it's Nintendo Selects. And we have a specific tile just for Mario Kart 8. I'm assuming Mario Kart 8 was the best-selling game for the Wii U. Doesn't surprise me. This is going to be the scary part, new releases, because I'm pretty sure indie titles were still coming out. Sort by latest. So this should be the most recent game to come out for the Wii U, which released in...
December.
In 2021. Okay, alright. Let's see, what is this?
Oh god.
Oh lordy, it's like a...
What the heck?
I mean, it doesn't look as bad as I, like, as you would think, but...
Man, that is terrifying.
I don't know what this is. Let's see, what's it about? The lunar base, where you are stationed as part of the security forces, is under siege. Having just escaped from enemy captivity, you are now on your own and must fight against overwhelming odds. This is just Doom. This is just Doom 3. This is all. It looks like, my first thought when I saw this, I was like, hey, this looks like a Doom from Nintendo 64 or like a Duke Nukem or something. But no, it's just literally RTO3. It literally sounds like Doom, but with reptiles or something. Captain U, seasonal assistant, Sturm front. Sturm. Okay. Dying is dangerous. It's true. It's only $1. Let's see. Dying is Dangerous is a memory game set in a horrific and dangerous world. Observe and remember the traps or die. Okay, alright. Let's see. What do we do now? Oh lordy. You know, this doesn't look terrible. Like, the art style isn't bad. It has one 5-star review, which I would bet good money that it was the developer. I mean, for $1, you know. Drop It, Block Paradise, Mountain Peak Battle Mess, Space Intervention, Horror Stories. Yeah, so obviously anything recent is going to be just... It's going to be indie titles. Nothing against indies. Oh, hey, there's RTO 2. Okay, maybe RTO isn't just ripping off Doom. I still think it's ripping off Doom, but...
Fat Dragons!
Oh, hey, it's like Fat Princess. Now you can complete the trilogy. This came out in 2018. Let's see here. Okay, I'm assuming it looks like a platformer. Okay, I mean, a lot of good indie titles are usually platformers. They're very easy to make, so not too surprising. Oops. Sure. Sorry, I thought we were at the bottom. There's the first RTO. So if you wanted the RTO trilogy, get it now, because
the first one's the same price as the third one, and the second one was only like $2.
Yeah, it's on sale, so you're saving like $8 on the trilogy. Draw a Stickman, Bomberman 93, Bomberman Panic Bomber. Bomberman is actually, so TurboGrafx 16. So these are virtual console titles from the TurboGrafx 16 from like, I think that was like early 80s. I'm pretty sure I think that was like, no, that might have been after NES. So this was like SNES. But it wasn't under the main page with all the other virtual consoles. Like they didn't have the TurboGrafx. So there are TurboGrafx 16 games here. I wonder if there's a way to view. If we click, no, we can't click the publisher's name. TurboGrafx. How can we view all of the TurboGrafx games? There we are. Yeah, there's literally an entire extra virtual console available on the Wii U that I don't care about. I doubt you care about. But it exists. So if you're looking for TurboGrafx stuff for whatever reason, the Wii U is gonna... I mean, these are like... Yeah, I don't know. Lords of Thunder, Power Golf. I've never heard of any of these. Victory Run, Devil's Crush.
Alien Crush.
Alien Crush. Ooh, maybe they are getting, you know what I'm saying? Whatever your thing is. Okay.
Okay.
More. Oh, Bomberman. So I know Bomberman. Bomberman is the only one that I'm like know about. New Adventure Island. So there was Adventure Island. Okay, I remember Adventure Island for, I believe it was the Super NES or maybe the NES. But there's New Adventure Island. So there's that. So there are categories here. Let's just kind of breeze through some of these. Mario games. We have Mario games. Paper Mario, Mario Strikers. I'm gonna assume we've already looked at all of these, considering we went through all the virtual stuff. I mean, they do have like Mario Tennis Ultra Smash and Mario Bros. U. It makes me mad that you can't filter via platform. Like, you can't. It's kind of annoying. Yeah, a bunch of, yeah, we've literally looked through, and I see 2 Wii U titles so far. I'm gonna assume we're gonna see Mario Kart 8 at some point. Tipping Stars, Mario vs. Donkey Kong, Mario Party 10, terrible game. Don't get it, especially even for $30. That's not worth it. Super Smash Bros. For Wii U, I have that physically. And I think the rest is, yeah, 3D World and... See, they even put Donkey Kong, but that's technically not true because it's Jumpman. Guess we'll look at the Zelda games. Someone told me that The Legend of Zelda was best on the Wii U because they have so many of... I mean, you get Breath of the Wild, Majora's Mask, like all the Wii ones, Twilight Princess HD for the Wii U. I mean, the only ones you're missing, it looks like, is... Which it looks like every single one is here. I mean, Breath of the Wild is the newest one. You have the Majora's Mask and Ocarina of Time. GameCube was Twilight Princess and Wind Waker, which are both available here through the HD collection. Then you have the Zelda 1, 2, 3... Minish Cap, even up the Game Boy Advance games. So, I mean, if you're a big Legend of Zelda person, The Wii U is going to be the console. I mean, you can get, what, 60, 70, 80, 100. You probably spend about $300 for all the Zelda games in one place. I mean, there are some Zelda games alone going for $300. Keep that into consideration, I guess. Yeah, I'm going to skip over the Kirby games because I don't care about Kirby. Same with Sonic. Sonic never... Not really into it. We do have Lego games, indie games. I wonder if the Virtual Console... Okay, so if you go to the Virtual Console tab specifically, there is going to be... Actually, the first tab is pretty much all TurboGrafx systems, which is very interesting that they just wouldn't put it down here.
We're trying to be aesthetic, okay?
Yeah, I get it. Games on sale, we'll take a look at that. Sellers, okay, what does Nintendo say the best sellers are? I'm hoping this is just Wii U stuff. No, it's not. Well, I guess it is, but... Okay, Metroid, Legend of Zelda. Yeah, like I said, the best sellers list right now is going to be a little, like, obvious that... Because these are all games that people like me are buying right now. Because they know that the best way to get them all is going to be on the Wii U. So, the best sellers is clearly going to be, like... stuff which I'm actually, if this wasn't full $50, I'll have to cross-reference this. Maybe we'll do a part 2 and at some point and grab some of these other titles. If games like this, because I know this for the GameCube is just this much, so I'm not sure if the Wii U version, you know, physical release is going to be going for less on eBay or something. So this may potentially even be the cheapest way to get a good copy of Twilight Princess. And having all of the Legend of Zelda games digitally in one space is also appealing. I mean, it sucks you don't have the, you know, them on the shelf, but nonetheless, at least you have access to play them, which is what I care about the most. Fire Emblem, Mario stuff, yeah, okay. So I think you're gonna know what to expect. Their big IPs are gonna be bestsellers right now. Games with demos, games with DLC. Okay, let's look at the games on sale, because the fact that there are games on sale right now. Hello Kitty Cruisers! Okay, we found the golden gem, actually. This was Wii U retail. And I'm not gonna lie, this is probably one of those games... Because Hello Kitty is one of those weird IPs. I mean, you saw what happened when Hello Kitty came to Animal Crossing. Those amiibo cards were literally being, like, price gouged on eBay for whatever reason. So, this is stupid. But I'm not going to go look on eBay right now to see what this costs, right? You know, what it's going for. But I wouldn't expect there's many copies of this game out in the real world. So the only other way would be this or the downloaded, which is about to go away. So this game could potentially be one of the handful of titles from this Wii U era that 15 years from now could be stupid expensive because it's a well-known IP and it's like a stupid game, I guess. Yeah, most of these look like they're like indie titles that are just trying to get as, you know, penny pinch as much as they can before their games get taken off the eShop. Those poor developers. We have eShop exclusives. So actually this is interesting that they have an entire category to eShop exclusives, because now you know exactly what won't exist, right? I don't expect these to be good. Probably bite-sized games. Box Up, Sphere Slice, Pinball. I mean, pinball's fun always, right? No way. If this is what I think it is. It is! Okay, so I used to have one of these, you know those handheld games that parents would buy their kids when they couldn't afford the Game Boy, and it would have like a bunch of stupid games? This is one of those games. It's literally a racing game. And you are this little brick car, and you just go left and right as these cars, you know, as you move past them. And you just, basically it's a high score game. There is no end to it. You just go up, and I think there's, you know, there's different levels. So like as you pass so many cars, you do get into higher levels, which the cars get faster, more aggressive. I used to play that a lot as a kid because I was in fact one of those children that was the game where the Game Boy was too expensive. So Brick Race holds a special place in my heart. Shooty Space. Okay. Princess Peach got a makeover.
That game.
Yeah, yeah. Panda Love, Jackpot. Yeah, these are all just like
Typo Man.
Typo Man. Fast Racing. Okay, so this is actually a game that did get re-released on, I believe, the PlayStation 4 and probably the Xbox One. This is a very, very popular game. I have the demo downloaded because the demo's going to disappear too once this goes away. And everyone says that the best way to play this game is on the Wii U because it heavily takes advantage of the gamepad. Now, the gamepad acts as your camera. You can only see spirits and such through the camera as you're progressing through the world on the television. So, if you wanted the most authentic experience with Fatal Frame, this is going to be the way to get it, and this is actually going to go away, obviously, when the eShop shuts down. Now, you can get, I think, the first, part of the game for free, but then you do have to buy the full game for $50, which I'm not going to do now. We may look at that later this year before the eShop actually does shut down. Nemo got a remake, looks like. Interesting. And this is going to be another game. I know this IP is popular among a niche group of people, so the only way to get that, I guess. And Dr. Luigi. Interesting. Okay, so there's a Dr. Mario. I'm expecting this to be exactly what you would think. Yeah. Okay. I doubt Dr. Mario exists, or Dr. Luigi exists anywhere else, so if you are interested in Dr. Luigi, if you have Dr. Mario, the only way to get it is right here, right now. Pokemon Rumble U, Wii U Panorama. Okay, so this was these Panorama View things were really weird. This launched with the Wii U, and it used essentially Google Maps, and you could basically look through the eyes of a 360 camera in a famous part of the world. It did not do well, but there. Trying to, now this was another game that I know was really popular back when this game first came out. Other than that, I mean, multiplayer games, you don't need to go through, sports, platformers, fun on a budget, whatever. Those are probably going to be mostly Nintendo Selects games. Featured titles, we still have Pokken Tournament, Legend of Zelda, Twilight Princess, Minecraft for Wii U, because why? Shovel Knight, Smash Bros. You can also view 3DS titles, and they are advertising Nintendo Switch at the very bottom of the main page, which I thought a little interesting there. The news, I'm assuming, so a little disappointing that they don't have. I know the Wii U got a notification that they were shutting down the eShop, but I think it would be right for them to put it in the news tab of the eShop on the Wii U. But yeah, I mean, that's pretty much it. So let's go ahead and go to my menu here. So we'll go ahead and do the wish list. So we're going to go ahead and go through. So we're getting Rhythm Heaven Fever and Metroid Prime Trilogy for the Wii. I am going to go ahead and grab Wild World because I think that this is going to be a cool way to have Animal Crossing on the Wii U, because the Wii U didn't actually get an Animal Crossing game. It got Animal Crossing Amiibo Festival, which is a very terrible party game that rips off Mario Party with Animal Crossing, which wouldn't be bad, but there's like no mini games and you have to use an amiibo to roll the dice. So that's a thing. Super Mario 64, Mario Kart 64, Donkey Kong 64. We're gonna get Super Mario Kart, Donkey Kong Country, Super Metroid, Donkey Kong, Galaga, Pac-Man, Mario Bros, and Duck Hunt. I'm gonna go ahead and just buy all these, and then we'll see what is left of our balance and go from there.